are watching the RRP Porch Talk podcast episode, I believe we're 45 now, the Love and Success edition, with myself, Rocky Road, Diana, Big Fella, and Shelby the Great. So Diana got some things going on. We're wishing her well, and Shelby the Great is working and being talked to death at that damn plant. So whether you're watching from YouTube or Facebook, rep your city in the comments. As viewers, you help make the show great. Please like, share, and comment. You can stream our podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart, Radio Public, and more. The topics for today are cutting off toxic family members and healing from trauma. This ought to be good. Send us your shady and scandalous stories. It can be shady in an entanglement, or the situation can just be shady. Outrageous and scandalous. Email us at rockyroadproductionsllc@gmail.com. You will remain anonymous, and we will read and respond to them on air. So getting to cutting off toxic family members, and I'm going to get to sharing this show in a minute, but let's get to this first. So I looked up some things in regards to this, some talking points. And here's one that's really good. Let's start with this one. Let's get out of the habit of telling people, well, that's still your mom, that's still your dad, that's still your brother, that's still your sister. Toxic is toxic, whether it's family or not. You are allowed to walk away from people who constantly hurt you. And you can call us at 248-854-9850. That's 248-854-9850. If this conversation moves you, we want you to call in and give us your feedback or your stories or whatever, whatever you feel like. What you think about that, big fella?
Man, this is a deep, great topic. I mean, I guess the only people that this wouldn't apply to is orphans and people who don't have no family at all. But yeah, this is a deep topic. It's real personal for me. Even just what you was just saying about cutting people off, and it's just, oh man, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack in this topic. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, I think that we do. I've heard that a lot growing up. You know what I'm saying? You only get one mother, you only get one father, and these are your blood, and blood is thicker than water. And then, if you don't like them, you don't like yourself, and all of this stuff. But when is enough enough? Like, if a person is making you feel like crap, should you really have to deal with them? Because at the end of the day, I mean, they're how you got here, or they're who you related to. You didn't have anything to do with that. So why should you have to deal with stuff that you don't want to deal with?
You're right. And then I'm gonna add a little curveball to that. Some people, they continue to deal with people who, family members who make them feel a certain way, but they deal with them purposely, like sporadically. You know what I mean? Like they deal with them to get things out of them. Even if it's probably best that they leave them alone completely, they deal with them to get things out of them and then, retreat back, But like I said, man, it's so much. Like, it's so many things going through my head that I'm personally dealing with my family that is like, this topic was just perfect timing. I've had my last 2 weeks have been like family issues, like from hell, like Jerry Springer, fucking
really,
man. It's been crazy. It's been crazy, and I'm gonna try my best not to say no names and out nobody, but they know.
What's up, Black?
If they watching, they know.
Ooh, I hope they not watching.
No, I hope they watching.
Ooh, okay. So since you say that, can you give us any examples, or is that too much?
I was gonna wait till a little later in the show to kind of give a broad, like, there's several different things, but the major thing, the thing that hit the fucking home run was I was trying to wait until later to get into that.
Well, you want to come back? You want to wait?
Yeah. I'm gonna speak around about. I'm gonna beat around the bush about it. But back to if you feel a certain way about a family member and the thought of this family member pisses you off and you got so much negative stuff to say about them, then cut the family member off completely. Don't pick and choose.
Yeah.
Don't come around for this or don't come around for that. Cut them off completely.
Yes.
And then if you cut them off and you say, you know what, dealing with this person or being around this person is not good for me, cut them off and then leave it alone. If you don't continue to say negative stuff about them, you know what I mean? Like, don't continue to talk about it. You know what I mean? If you're done, you're done.
I agree.
But here's the crazy part. We started off talking about, see, I'm about to start getting into it. Look, we started off talking about you got one mother, you got one father, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to give a broad example. Okay, so let's just say you a child and one of your parents wasn't in the picture for you.
Okay.
All right. Now, they was around, but they didn't initiate being around. Like they wasn't, paying child support,
okay.
But, we can argue, if that's good enough or not, but whatever. Then you grow up not liking them. Now, you done ran into them. Y'all don't speak in terms, y'all cordial, but you've made it known to everyone else that this person, you don't like this person, whatever the case may be. But when you around that parent, you ain't never said that. But even though that parent kind of feel it,
yeah,
you never said it.
Okay.
So my question is, or I guess my confusion is, what you gonna deal with that parent, forgive them, and y'all build a friendship? Or if you just so mad or disgusted that person, don't come around that person at all. Don't ask that person for nothing. Don't be straddling the fence about it.
Yeah.
Don't just come to that person when you want something, and then all the time you away from them, you talking about them, you downing them, and you know what I'm saying, you telling everybody how much they ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's unnecessarily messy, and it's. Yeah, I'm in agreement. I mean, that's how I do. I just feel like if I'm not messing with you, I'm not going to ask you for nothing. I'm not offense, but I don't think you can, because I think when people give you things, just from my experience, even family members, they always want something in return. They feel like if they do for you, that you owe them something. So just take that out and don't even, you know what I'm saying? Just keep your distance, period.
Right. I agree. And I mean, I feel like when you were just talking, I just thought of all the people that is fence straddlers. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Like, I can count, and then I'm getting out, then I'll be calling people out.
People need to be called out.
I'm just going to say, as a family man, I moved away from my core family almost 20 years ago, 17 years ago, like most of the people I grew up with. And I moved away because I felt like there was a brighter future away from where I grew up at. And I can argue that it was. I mean, I've been doing pretty good, but the one thing that I regret is not being around my family. And I guess being away from your family, you appreciate it a lot more, because when I go back, I don't feel like they feel the same way about me. As much as I wanted to be around them and miss them and happy to see them, I guess you gotta get something taken away from you for you to miss it, or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but it has over the recent years, it has made my want and need to be around family and to love family and to try to do for them and help them out go down drastically. And then the last 2-3 weeks, immediate family, whoo, boy, I tell you, it's something else. It's crazy how the people closest to you can hurt you the most.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they can just move one thing and you devastated because you don't see them doing that.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't fathom what they just did. This is somebody who you held in your hands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you changed that diaper. Like, I can't even believe somebody would do that. And Yeah,
We got a lot of dysfunction
and
in these families.
It's a oh my God, it is a generational thing, because I can see things that happened as I was growing up that my parents did that definitely carried over from how you talk to your kids to how you treat your kids to how you not have that family atmosphere that you should. You know, I grew up across the street from a family that I just loved how they acted with each other.
Okay.
Like dinner time was like straight dinner time. Like they gathered together, they was all happy and joking, and you know, mother bringing the food to the table and they sitting down eating. One time, and I might be telling on myself when I say this, but one time, and I don't want to get too into it, too off the side street, but I spied on them watching for about a good 15, probably 10 minutes. And I was just so in awe of how they family dynamic was. It was so opposite of mine in my household. You know,
that's interesting you bring that up, because growing up, I don't remember us sitting down as a family at the table and eating. I do remember spurs like I know my dad would sit. I can recall him sitting in the living room watching TV with a food tray, and he might be watching something like Andy Griffin or my show Fred Sanford. He might ask for the hot sauce and some toothpicks, you know. But I don't really remember us sitting down like that. And he was out working a lot. Yeah, I just don't recall. And it was me and my two brothers and my mom. And even now, at my household, we don't really sit down and have dinner together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Byron's coming and going. I'm coming and going. The kids are being kids. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a very underrated time for I guess family bonding and just getting into each other as far as like a shared conversation.
yeah.
You know, very rarely, unless like somebody cussing at the kids or y'all out of town on vacation,
Yeah.
very rarely is there a group conversation for about an hour with no phones, no nothing like that, you know. And I'm not saying that's all necessarily bad, but like I said, I was just in awe of watching that. And to this day, it was just amazing to me. And you know, and I love their family. I mean, I still communicate with them to this day. But yeah, we got a lot of things to fix in our community, and it definitely starts at home. It definitely starts with our relationship with each other, because that's going to lead to how you treat other people, you know, and how you accept, how you demand respect and treatment from others.
Yes.
You know,
I mean, these family dynamics, like you said, they leak on down into your family practices, and then they affect your children. And then, you know, even it affects your relationships, and it's really crazy. I've got another one right here that says, if you were raised by parents who did not,
and even when it's like flat out in your face that you was wrong, you still try to figure out some way to say, you know, well, you know, that's just me, or, you know, it's a bad example. Luckily, I'm old enough to be past that, but if I didn't learn how to not do that, and don't get me wrong, I probably took longer than I needed to take to get to how I am now because of that. You know what I mean? Because I can think back, and you know, there's been several people that said, "Man, you don't ever admit when you're wrong." Of course not. Neither one of my parents taught me.
Yeah,
they taught me well. You know what I'm saying? But I think I do a pretty good job of that now. You know, but again, who knows how sooner I would have learned that had I not seen that on an everyday basis.
Oh yeah, to speak parents, it might not be the same thing that was saying, that quote was saying, but when your parents are always manipulative and always trying to think for you and twisting things around, then that's when you might question your own thoughts in your voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It has happened. So that's one thing. Here's another one. It's okay to cut toxic family members out of your life. Blood ain't thicker than peace of mind.
That's facts. my only thing to that is when you cut a family member off 100%, it's hard because let's just say if you close to their kids, you know, and you gotta deal with the parent to even deal with the kids. You know what I mean? That's the only bad part about it, because, you know, you can like you can definitely, you know, help. It take a village to raise kids. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely take a large part in helping raise their kids, and then, you know, but their parent might be toxic as hell, and it's hard to cut them off because in essence you cutting the kids off too.
Kids and just cut the paper. You know, I don't talk to, you know, we have our differences. God bless your mama. Hey y'all, and all in the comments, I'm gonna give a couple shout outs here. Some of these names I can't pronounce. KJ70392, T Say IDG, Ebony Man 66, Jason L Robinson, Devin the dude, not Devin the dude, the rapper, Poe Vintage Vault, Living Life Elevated, Favory, More PZ 2020 said that emotional leverage and toxic relationships. Shout out to Aaron Johnson watching us on YouTube from the Bronx, now in Virginia. He says, never walk away from family, just keep a distance and explain why you do. He says, we're going to deal with toxic people regardless, especially if you want to make a difference. And then he says, cut them off from what you being better than them. Oh, cut them off from what? You being better than them? No, you're just cutting them off from a peace, to have a peace of mind. Please, if you're watching us, please watch us on YouTube so you can see both of us, the full cast. Because if you're watching me on Instagram right now, you can.
You know what I mean? So you can't. Some things there's no coming back from. Some things you have to cut off, or somebody gonna go to jail.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I think at first you need to set boundaries. You need to let whoever the person know what's up. They don't want to admit to it, they don't want to change, then the next time these things happen, then I'm going to have to cut you off. But people have to understand too, you cannot dictate how I want to be treated. You can do whatever you want, but if I say I don't want that, then I don't want it. And if you can't accept that, then I don't know, that's on you.
Right.
But you know, you just can't do people any kind of way. They say you teach people how to treat you, and sometimes that's a hard lesson to be taught. Even that means that we don't speak, you know.
I was thinking of something on the way here, and I know how we always talk about common sense. And I know that, you know, based off of everybody being different and growing up differently, our common sense may be a little bit different, which is okay. You know, you base your common sense off of what you feel from your experiences, what common sense is. But some things are, in my opinion, some things are just straight line. Like family, to me, it's a universal law that if you have somebody in your family, you should be treating them better, loving on them better, caring on them better than you would someone else. Not to say you don't care or love anybody else, but do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
They get a little head start on the love and the caring from everyone else. That should be standard. Now, what makes that not standard is if that person did something to you that takes away that love and that care that you should have for them. But if that person doesn't, and you just from whatever reason decide, you know what, I'm just gonna dislike the person. You can't. You know, you gotta do some self. You gotta do some self checking, self reevaluating.
Yeah, you know, you have some families. My husband's family they were raised up together, they played together and stuff like that. Our family more so saw each other on holidays. So, I mean, you know, it's good to see them when you see them, but it's not like a priority because, I mean, you know, I could tell you this, like, I don't have any uncles calling me, and I don't call my uncles, you know what I'm saying? Or my aunts. I will call my mom's mom from time to time. That's who I talk to. And then my I call her my second mom. She was dating my dad about 5 years after my parents got a divorce. And we will talk from time to time. But, I don't really just be on the phone with nobody like, and that's just how things were.
But when you see them, how was the interaction?
Pretty generic. It's really about what you're doing, who's doing. It's about a bunch of grandstanding.
Okay.
But
do you dislike them?
No, I don't dislike them.
Do you feel like they dislike you?
No.
Do you feel like they would steal from you?
Oh, hell no. And Not steal from me, baby.
Well, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's like I said, there's different levels.
Yeah, there is.
Like with family, you wouldn't think that a family member who you love and you care about would steal from you. Now, you may think a stranger who, they see somewhere they can come up, you might want to hold tight to your purse or whatever. But family, you won't think that. And that's what I mean by, there's different levels, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, we stealing, child. If you're watching me on Instagram, go to Rocky Road Productions on the YouTube channel. I'm going to shut this one down. Love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Man, yeah, that's crazy. If you steal from me, baby, I think it's a wrap.
I think soon as you steal from your family, that family is scratched off.
Yeah.
You're no longer family.
Yeah, now if it's a drug habit, then I kind of understand, but then you still got to stay over there because you got a habit. You know what I'm saying? I know what comes with this habit. So we love you, but we going to keep you over there with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Here's a thing to back up what we're saying. Our society has conditioned us to believe that family is supposed to be this spiritual bond that one should not break. However, it's not always true. Sometimes it might be required for your own mental and emotional stability and peace to keep a distance from particular family members, even if that means letting go of them indefinitely. A toxic family member can do more harm than a friend or an acquaintance. That's deep.
Yeah.
Another one, you may have the same blood, but that doesn't mean that they should be an active part of your life if they continue to make you bleed. When the boundaries you have set don't work, move on. It's your life, and you have the right to enjoy good mental health. I get it. Oh, what about this? Maybe you can identify with this. In a toxic family system, the black sheep is often just the person who sees through everyone else's bullshit.
Black sheep here. Black sheep here.
Yeah, one thing about toxic people is they never want to be called out.
Mm-hmm.
They never want to be called out. And if they're called out, you're the biggest piece of shit ever.
You know what also is a toxic person? When they enter a situation, it's always negative. It's always a confrontation, a complaint, a debate, an argument. It can be everything smooth going on. As soon as that person is implemented into it, it's something.
Here they go.
That to me is a definition of toxic.
Yeah.
And the main person that has had my last 2 weeks be, for lack of better words, some bullshit is this toxic person. That defines them. Every time they implement it in a situation, it's negativity.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Listen, I know a person just like that and always making some shit about them. Roshanya Brown says, I agree. You can love family from afar. You my family, but I gotta love you from over there. Big Wit said facts. And Big Wit said, fuck stealing from me. I don't need a tit for tat family member or one that blames the family downfall. Or blames the family for their downfalls. There's some people like that too.
So it's certain words that I don't like throwing around. Mm-hmm. Love is one of them.
Right.
So if I don't fuck with you, I don't love you. And that's just period, point blank. So I can't love you from afar. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, love is a strong word for me, so I can't love you from afar. I can deal with you. If we in the same room, I won't beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to call that love, then okay. But I don't want to be in the same room with you. If I feel a certain way about you and you my family, because you my family is the only reason why I won't slap the taste out your damn mouth. Mm-hmm. So if you want to call that love, then okay, I love you. But that's not love for me. That's just not hating your fucking guts.
That's real.
You know.
Aaron Johnson says you have to be logical because even major employees of companies and corporations steal from the company and the corporation. So you have to treat people like humans and humans like people. Exactly. We love you, but you got to stay over there because you know what you did. That's Aaron. All right. Thank you, Aaron. He in these thank you for being in the comments. Hey, listen. In a minute, we're going to take a break here, and then we're going to come back and talk about healing from trauma, which really kind of ties into what we're already talking about. I got some things here.
I want Aaron to feel that stealing from the company personally, and then come back to me with that. Like when that stealing from the company actually makes him lose his job.
Yeah, that's some BS.
When it touches you personally, and you talking about a company, that ain't touching anybody individually. When it touches you personally, then come back and tell me how much you're going to love them from afar.
And hey, why not call in 248-854-9850? I know you guys see it on the screen. It's up there. That's 248-854-9850. We're going to go to break in a second. And but listen, before we go to break, we getting this break video up. I want y'all to call in. We want to hear your voice. What you say matters. And I do my best to get in the comments. You know, I'm trying to manage all of this stuff, talking back to y'all and reading this and reading that. But we working it out. We working it out. You get all right. I see. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back.
I think that at the end of the day, you have to first, before you submit to somebody, you have to believe in them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of people pair up with partners and they don't believe in them.
Very, very, very interesting about Shikari. Shikari is unapologetically her. After all of this press, she's been getting a lot of negative press about who she is. Oh, she got a long weave, she got long nails, she got tattoos. People want to call her a man, people want to call her a rat. It's so much controversy here when, I ain't never read in track that you couldn't have long nails, and a lot of the women she was running against, black as well, had nails. They might have not been as long as hers.
It's only ever been like maybe 2 or 3 people that I cared about that enough to like, if they cheat, I'm hurt. But the rest of them, like, I play the role, and then nigga, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't care that much about a lot of people.
Nigga, real talk though. Listen, this is real talk. I only had 2 people that I could say, that I found out some shit, and that shit hurt me to my soul.
And with those 2 or 3, if they would have chose to have an open relationship with me, we'd have been better off.
I'm tired of this shit. Like, I'm tired of the people who live these social media ass lifestyles. When it's people who know the real you. What y'all should do when y'all be on some bullshit is stop just following people who know your real lifestyle, especially the people who could give a fuck less what you do or don't do. But don't put no shit on social media where people who know what you do can like be like, this sweet.
I came out here, I kind of wanted to be under the radar. My husband is home, so being messy or even the slight appearance of it is risky. So I just figured I'd come outside and, kind of be incognito, if that's even possible around here, but we'll pretend it is.
Like some of y'all women get with men because you think they got a couple dollars and they not spending shit on you.
Yeah, that's
or
crazy.
Badass kids. Stop trying to find a man to be a baby daddy for your kids. That's not their kids. Y'all can't be trying to date these men and be thinking they supposed to do for your kids. That's not their responsibility, especially when y'all dating. Where the fuck is the daddy?
Or let's normalize. Stop having kids with everybody.
Yeah,
not
just
married.
anybody.
What is that shit
right.
about? Y'all be out here having a whole kennel of kids.
Yeah, fooling. Look, math fit teach math and exercises. Just ask Miss Dana, she'll simplify it. It's interactive, fun, and engaging. Everybody welcome, all kinds of ages. You ain't even got to be in the classroom. Just zoom online and hop on the YouTube. So get your pen and pad, be ready to learn. And don't forget your gym shoes, we got cows to burn. Math fit, come on. Math fit, everybody, come on. You got a lesson to learn. Get ready, now it's your turn. With math fit, math fit. Where we work out and divide, add and subtract, multiply, and math it. Come on, math it. Everybody, come on. You got a lesson to learn. Get ready, now it's your turn. With math it, math it. Understand it, bust where we work out and divide, add and subtract, multiply, and math it.
And we're back. Y'all know I gotta do it. If you or yourself have been a victim of Michigan First Credit Union's poor business practices, you can file a complaint with DIFS. You can call them at 877-999-6442. That's 877-999-6442. What was happening is, you know, those PPP loans and all kinds of shit. What was the stimulus checks and all that stuff was coming through. And it was people siphoning money out of accounts through Zelle. And if that happened to your account, they will not cover it. And if it's overdraft, you are required to pay it. And if you don't pay it, you know how it gets charged off to credit. So I just wanted to give that information. I want to remind you that we are introducing something new to the show. So send us your shady and scandalous stories to be addressed on air anonymously. You can email them to RockyRoadProductionsLLC@gmail.com or go to our website, RockyRoadMedia.com, and under the Contact Us tab, it will have an option to submit your crazy and shady stories. And we'll get them, and then we'll read them on air, probably 1 or 2 of them, depending on how the show goes, and we will respond to them. So now we are talking about healing from trauma. So I got a little quote here. It says, healing from complex trauma is less of let it go and more of own your truth, build your capacity, set healthy boundaries, trust yourself, enlarge your circle, inhabit more of yourself, and grow your resources. Do you think that you ever really get over trauma, or do you think you just learn to cope with it?
I feel like our mental capacity is just so complex, and it's so like I can't think of the word. It's so uncontrollable is not the word I'm looking for, but it's unpredictable. That's the word I'm looking for. I feel like mentally we are unpredictable. Have you ever had a thought that you don't know where the hell that thought came from? Mm-hmm. Like, I think mentally we're so unpredictable. So when we have trauma, I think it picks and chooses when it want to pop up and, say, damn, you went through some shit like that before, like what you gonna do or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think as you mature, I think one of the best things that I've learned as maturing is to have more patience and take myself out of a situation for a minute and just chill. You know what I mean? And just do some thinking about it, because I used to be a knee-jerk reaction type of person.
Okay.
Thus why I haven't, made a decision off what I just told y'all off air.
Yeah, because there's a lot of consequences. It's a lot of consequences and a lot of things that roll downhill from that decision. So it makes it very complicated. Yeah. I think one thing about trauma to me, we live in such a fast-paced world. Sometimes it's really hard to sit down and process things. Mm-hmm. So you just continue to busy yourself, and it kind of fades to the back until it starts rearing its ugly head. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of that. My husband and I even been talking about, it just seems like lately life is even faster than it we known it to be. You know, it's just not enough time in the day, and it's very problematic. It's problematic for healing. It's problematic for your mental health. It's problematic to raise a family. It's just, all of this is just so problematic now. And hopefully we can get back to some form of community, because we're going to need it. We're going to need all hands on deck to have peace of mind, because it's too much for just one household to do.
You know, everything you say, I like think about it, and it's like we have been so programmed in the wrong direction.
Yes.
But again, that's a whole nother story, because I think we have purposely been made more busy.
Oh, definitely. What? Hands down. Say that again.
But I do believe people who are able to have more free time and use their free time to like meditate, like just sit and just think and just be able to not put something there just to do something. Like, oh, let me watch this TV or let me watch this movie because I got some free time, instead of just thinking, maybe even jotting down some things that they could take care of or whatever the case may be. Because I think we do help clutter our own mind and our own little free times with stuff we really don't need to be doing or even thinking about.
Yeah.
But I think that's programmed too. I think that's a lot of mental programming that we are under. You know what I mean? Because I'm just thinking about it now. Like last night, I had a lot of free time. I could have worked out. I could have did this. I could have did that. But I just sat there and watched movies.
I mean, that's what you and I don't think nothing's wrong with that. Aaron Johnson said,
I do think something wrong with that.
I mean, but you're entitled to, and that's the thing that we have gotten. So you're entitled to do that.
I am. What I'm saying is, for me, and just thinking about the things that I could have done with that 4 or 5 hours that I was watching movies, I could have maybe just spent 2 hours watching a movie and 3 hours of handling some mental business.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Some
in that
emotional
regard,
business.
but
Right.
if it's like I could have did a whole bunch of other busy shit, we're so programmed to work. Sometimes you do need to unplug. So
Right.
yes, and you're talking about unplugging.
And that's what I mean. I don't mean working. I mean doing something that helps you relax and get a hold of some of them emotional things, and unpack some of them mental blocks.
Definitely. Aaron Johnson responded to what we were talking about previously, saying, "Big fella, I actually stole from a company and I got fired. I couldn't feel bitter about the company, if I'm understanding what you're saying."
Oh,
that's
you
deep.
was the suspect. I thought he would just use an example, like if somebody stole, you the suspect. So yeah, you deserve to get the consequences. I don't understand.
Yeah, because what is stealing really? So did you work at a nursing home facility or a hospital and took home some tape and gauze and shit, like? Because you get fired for bullshit like that,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So it really it's a slippery slope.
Get fired for some Band-Aids.
Right. So, you might have really needed it. Your kid was injured or whatever. I mean, hell, they ain't paying like they should. Fuck you and these Band-Aids. But, today, and this wasn't the first time, today I was, speaking of healing and just processing things, I took my bike on a ride. I've done this before, and I don't want to say exactly where I live, but I live off the Southfield Service Drive. And so I made a ride all the way to my old high school. And then I walked the track 4 times around. So I went a mile and an extra lap. I got back on my bike and I rode home. Through that was a lot of time, a lot of calories burnt. But your mind is going and you're thinking and you're able to process. And it really allows you to decompress. Stuff like just a bike ride, it takes care of a couple things. It allows you to think and let your thoughts go through. No pressure. Just let them go through and analyze them, right? And then you're working out as well, So it's just little things like that. But it has really become hard to do we have to consciously take time and say, I've got to give myself some time, because the body and the mind endures so much trauma, even from this damn I'm sure this social media is doing a number on everybody. It's traumatizing everybody. Big you are stupid about this water jug. Oh, I you know what? Android and Apple is so different. I can't put the laughing thing. I'm going to have to figure it out. So she says, watching movies can be handling your mental business. Yeah, sometimes, you know what? Watching some stuff can.
Stop it, Whitney.
Listen, it's this thing called Sex Life on Netflix, and I never would have clicked on it ordinarily. I never did, but I watched it. I watched the first episode. I said, you know what? This is... One, Kevin Samuels will rip the shit to shreds. One. But two, it's very interesting. Like, it's very common what's going on in it. So I thought that was good. I'm encouraging people to watch that. I had Byron watch the episode. I think both of us fell asleep, though. She says, sometimes we really have to do nothing to feel better and take naps. Baby, a nap is golden. Let's give a shout out for a nap. Shout out to the naps. Shout out to the naps. Aaron Johnson, he's on fire today. He said, for example, to explain my idea further, it's like you stealing from your local corner store. Now the owner might make you still shop there and then watch your every move. Make sure you don't steal that. And then he says, that's going to make you uncomfortable or even shout you out like you better not be stealing and embarrass you. So I guess if I'm the toxic person, then I wouldn't go to that store anymore, or I'd go to the store and now learn my lesson from stealing. I hear you. Yeah, I mean, there's consequences with the shit that you do. So you really need to think out about what you're doing. And I think that's another thing that we don't do. Even bad decisions can result in trauma, depending on what that decision is. And a bad decision, my dad used to tell me, a bad decision can last you for a lifetime. It can give you a lifetime of hurt and pain. Sometimes bad decisions can even cost your life. So you really have to be careful. How much knowledge or how much dealings have you had, big fella, with narcissists?
I've had my share, my handful. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, a lot of my friends, I don't think, suffer from this.
Okay, that's good.
Definitely family members and people I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Whatever hurtful tactics they use, narcissists virtually never take responsibility for their behavior. Instead, they are masterful at denying and projecting their abuse onto others. Most often, those they have abused further exacerbating the harm they do.
Let me take that back. I got a handful of friends that, lightweight though. Like I said, there's different levels. You know what I'm saying? But that responsibility is a hell of a word. Like really. Like, people say it, but I don't think they really listening. I don't think they really, really understanding the power of taking responsibility. No matter how small or big the situation is, no matter if it was little to you, it might be a big deal to somebody else. So take responsibility. I don't care if it was something small. You know what? My bad, man. You know what I'm saying? I apologize for that. You know what I'm saying? I take responsibility for that. Let's move. Look, if we can move past that, it's a big deal.
Narcissists are very emotionally and then mentally draining. Mm-hmm. They can really suck the fucking life out of you. Yes, y'all. Click, hit, like, and share, please. Click, like, and click share for us. Tell your friends all about it. Here's another one. Healing isn't about changing who you are, but changing your relationship with who you are. That's deep.
Yeah, I can dig that. I mean, I have a guy friend, Derek. We talk every other day, but every time we talk, it be deep. You know what I'm saying? We get deep and we talk about stuff like that. Like, you really have to sometimes you really just got to reevaluate, and you got to make sure, because at the end of the day, everybody looking out for themselves first. Mm-hmm. So if you, in the small percentage of people like me who have always been generous and always looking out for everybody else, it is hard to not do that. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we talk about just kind of breaking yourself away and just kind of focusing on yourself, man. And that's very important. It's not saying necessarily fuck everybody, but it's more so, you know, like I'm gonna give a quick example. You know how when we say Black Lives Matter, somebody else respond with All Lives Matter?
Yeah.
They don't understand. We're not saying fuck your life.
Right.
We're just saying, hey,
We
take
matter.
a value to us.
Right.
So it's not saying fuck everybody when you stepping back and you just working on yourself, because that at the end of the day, that's what's most important.
Definitely. It's definitely. You know, so sometimes we are the source of our own trauma too. I want to point that out. Whitney Tinsley, before I get into my tangent, Whitney Tinsley said, "What's wrong with taking time out to sit down and unwind? We do program that we should always be moving. What's wrong with taking time off? There's absolutely nothing wrong with it." My cousin Siobhan Nicole is saying, "In this day and age, it's more common for people to do wrong. This make it seem like it was you. Now that's a narcissist manipulator." Yeah, I have, baby, I know all about the narcissist. Lord have mercy. Look, I'm getting tired just thinking about the shit.
Hey, Whitney, no one said it's something wrong with taking time off, and actually we said the opposite. We should be taking time off for ourselves. The only thing that I was saying is that there's more helpful things that you can do that is relaxing and helpful than watching a movie. You know, because when you're watching a movie, you focus on that movie. You're not focused on your problems and your situations just going on. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, it's cool watching a movie, but there's other things I feel like you can do that can help you.
Most movies, but you know what I noticed? Like, I like to watch stuff like that deals with metaphysics and spirituality and stuff like that.
Stuff that can actually help you.
Yeah, so it's helpful to me because it really makes me get to thinking and analyzing and digging and stuff like that. So I appreciate stuff like that. But yeah, here's another one, because I forgot what the hell I was about to get into a story and forgot. I went to the comments, so I'm gonna keep it moving. You're feeling drained because you waited too long to speak up and set a boundary that respected your needs too. Yes, how often do we sacrifice ourselves and our peace for other people? How much do we tiptoe around stuff to appease other people?
I think it goes back to that percentage of people that is like more giving and more selfless. Like they'll take on a bunch before they say something or before they explode or before they react. They just take on. And then, you know, when they actually just can't handle it no more is when they, you know, finally say something. Me personally, I'll say something, but I won't make an action until I feel like me saying something ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
You're not the only one in that. You're not the only one. You know, I kind of have learned to keep to myself because of the simple fact, I think that I have had a long time of learning that when I speak, people, and I'm not, it's not that they say I'm offensive, but they know that, oh, we got a call. Caller, you on the line?
Yes, hello. How do you do?
I'm doing well. How are you, and who am I speaking with?
I'm Shelby the Great. What's going on, big fella?
Oh, hey, baby.
What up, man?
Hey. What's going on? Hopefully the background is not too loud.
No, you good.
But
What in the world is that? Oh, Lord.
Is that me?
No, that's not you, baby. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, okay. Yeah, no, so which part did I call in on? I think I left on the narcissist part.
Yes.
We still doing that? Okay.
Well, you can go to that. That's fine. We haven't gotten too far away from it, so it's fine.
No, I mean, what do you want to? What do you would like my
brother? What you got to say?
Well, no, because I see my baby over there struggling about this narcissist thing, so I know that she got something on her mind. She want to get up.
She must be talking about you. No, I'm just playing.
No. She know I'm not a narcissist at all.
I'm just playing.
No, you know, family. I mean, I've just experienced this a lot to where, you know, I go and say something or something's presented to me, then it's flipped and it's manipulated and it's all of a sudden it's about them, and at the same time you're wrong and all this kind of crazy shit is going on, and next thing you know you're screaming and hollering and you're hanging up the damn phone. Like I'm tired. Like this has been going on for too fucking long. I'm tired of the narcissism. And then when you fade to the back and you break your away, you know, you're the problem. You're wrong. Like, it's something wrong with you. And you can't win. You cannot win with a narcissist. It's nothing you can do. You can play their game. You could distance yourself. It's always going to be a problem.
So now, and I totally agree. There's really nothing that you can do. A narcissist will always make certain that you're the problem. At the end of the day, before you get off the phone, you're definitely the problem. Now, this is where it kind of shifts from who I know you're talking about to what I want people to focus on. Because there's a lot of similarities in what you just said. Do you think that women nowadays in general have become narcissists?
Oh my God.
You said, hold on, wait a minute. Did you say women became narcissists?
In general.
In general.
Nowadays. What you think, big fella? I know you. I know Sister Cole is strong with my baby over there. What do you think? With the example that she gave,
I'm not gonna,
definition.
I'm not gonna put it all on women. What I'm gonna say is people in general.
We got to generalize.
People in general has become definitely more, and it goes back to the responsibility thing I was just saying. People definitely are having a problem these days on the blame game. Like women blaming men blaming women. You know, what I was going to say earlier a few minutes ago was it seemed like it's a coincidence that, you know, how many families still got Big Mama around? Think about that.
I don't know none.
You know, it seemed like when Big Mama was still around, I'm going to say my grandmother who died in 2006, it seemed like when they were around, it seemed like families was more tighter. It seemed like we had more family reunions. It seemed like we had more get-togethers. You know, when you come around family, it ain't no drama. It ain't people fighting. It seemed like over the last 15 to 20 years, Big Mamas have died off. And now you got this younger generation of older people who, I'm not saying I'm not blaming them, but the same energy and the same vibe as far as the family is not the same no more. Everybody off doing their own thing. Everybody ain't really caring about family reunions, ain't really caring about, you know, whose cousin is this, whose little kid is that, how they doing. You know, you can talk to a cousin or somebody and you don't even ask about their mama or how their kids doing or nothing. It's just lack of care. Like, it's very self-centered.
Well, to answer your question, because we don't have too much longer, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it. In my experience, especially in my comment section, hell to the yeah, women are narcissists. Yes. Because as soon as you call them out, they turn around and say, well, what about they become the victim?
Yes.
Then they start pointing to the men, and it's everything else.
That's exactly my point.
And, and I don't have a lot of men that do that. I did have a man today that was going on a tangent. I think he had real mental issues, and he was saying that that I never call anybody out, which I said, I know you're not watching my shit, because if you did, you know I was. So you just in the comments trying to be seen, and he said he was going to follow me, and I gave him the peace sign with the walking man to the door. Get your ass out of here. I don't give a shit about that. You ain't paying no fucking bills at my house, bitch. I don't care about that.
Whoa.
Nigga.
Tranquilo.
What?
Tranquilo.
That's how he was acting. My bad, y'all.
Ooh.
I'm not sorry. I am sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You'll never know. Stay tuned to figure out if I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Chronicles Part 2. I'm sorry. But anywho, but yeah, so yes, to answer your questions, abso-fucking-lutely, women have become narcissists. That don't mean I don't love y'all. That don't mean I don't have y'all back. But just because you call a person out doesn't mean you don't love them. It means that we have to do better, because somewhere along the line we have been told that our shit does not stink, and that men can always be wrong and the woman is always right. This is not customer service. The customer is always right. Y'all ain't the customer, okay? Y'all not a lot. Really, you know, the way y'all be performing, the man is the customer, because a lot of y'all is prostitutes. But
Yeah,
Man,
we definitely
keep
fine.
it at 100.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Keep it at
well,
100. Jeez.
I mean, but that's the truth.
Way to keep it 100.
If the woman is the prostitute, then who is the customer? The man, right?
True indeed.
So the customer
Yeah.
is always right, and his ass ain't even always right, but you damn sure ain't.
You know, I'm glad that came from a woman and not me.
I mean, what they gonna do?
I love it. I love it. I
Listen,
love it.
Fox, CNN, whoever the fuck, Viacom, none of them own me. They can't cancel me. What you gonna put cancel in the comments? Do it. You can block me, that's fine. But in general, I love y'all though. I do. I really love y'all. I just really want us to do better.
I hope. I was just gonna say, I hope they understand. She's not attacking women.
No, not at all.
She is a woman herself, and she just want y'all to do better. And me as a man, I just want guys to do better. I want us to stop pointing at each other and just try to come with our best self and just keep working on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna show when you talking to somebody, when you with somebody, if you giving your full effort or if you sitting back trying to see if this person gonna do this for you and that for you. I mean, it'll show.
Listen, we got 1 minute to go, but I do want to say, y'all, in the future, I do want to get a show where I get deep into some of my personal situations to show you that I don't feel like I'm perfect and to show you why I feel the way that I do, because I've come a very long way. So I'm going to, and I probably will do it with Shelby the Great, which is probably going to make him extremely uncomfortable, but we'll get through that too, because people need to know, they need to know these things, you know what I'm saying, so they can understand where you're coming from. So follow us at RockyRoadMedia.com. That's going to take you everywhere you need to go. Please donate, because we want to get our own look. Donate with the chance to win $1,500. Go to RockyRoadMedia.com and follow us on social media. We love you guys. Thanks, babe, for calling in. I know you wasn't able to be here on the show. Check you guys next week with Shade and Shenanigans. Vitamin D is next.
Peace.